Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Sager. I am going to walk you through the day 4 lecture, Creation of Elements. I'm not going to tell you everything that's on here. I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights and try to keep this little intro pretty short. Here's our objectives. What we're talking about today is stars and how they basically live their lives and how they produce elements. And so what we know about stars is that the smaller they are, they will die in this order: a red giant, a white dwarf, and a black dwarf. Okay, there is a video here that I'm going to have you watch. It's really quick and it's a lot of fun, so take a look at that. Now, just like dogs, okay, stars and dogs have a similarity. Kind of funny that way, but here's what we know. These massive stars live much faster lives than smaller stars, and that's true of dogs as well. Typically, big dogs live shorter lives than smaller dogs. So why does that happen in the stellar world? So one thing that we know is that because larger stars have more mass and more pressure and higher temperatures, they burn through their fuel far quicker. Now these massive stars, if they are 8 times the size of our sun, they're going to have a shorter life than smaller stars. And when they start to run out of fuel, they become red supergiants. Okay, and Betelgeuse right here is an example of one in the Orion Nebula. And you can see the Orion Nebula, folks, to the south in the winter time. And Nebraska always has a really great shot of Orion. And there's Betelgeuse. Okay, so the inside of a red supergiant really reminds me of the inside of a jawbreaker. If you've ever had one, you'll see what I mean with all these different layers that are here. These letters all stand for the different elements that are there. So what we know about a star is that as that star burns through, and I shouldn't use the word burn, but changes its hydrogen into helium, which is known as fusion, other heavier elements are created. So when that red supergiant begins to make iron in the core, it can no longer produce fusion. It doesn't have enough energy to make that continue to happen. This video right here is excellent to explain this whole process, and you're going to do an aha and a muddiest point. So if you look back on the back whiteboard, that periodic table there will show you elements 2 through 92 on the periodic table are created when stars die. Now this is a really great, fun periodic table, interactive. Take a look at that, see if you can come up with a good aha or muddiest point. The only exception to my statement up here, folks, is that the technetium and the promethium are both man-made, so that they don't fit into the 2 through 92. When red supergiants run out of fuel, they blow up. They explode in what's called a supernova, and all of this material gets spread out all into the entire universe. And this is one of the oldest nebulas ever seen. Chinese discovered it back in 1054. Now from there, a supernova can sometimes shrink those massive stars down into what's known as a neutron star, super small, very dense, and they can be known as pulsars if they spin and rotate and give off actually radio waves. This is a little saying that Trey said, when he was a freshman, and I told him I would definitely put that in my lectures. So if that neutron star is large enough, gravity overwhelms the core and all that matter becomes crushed and forms a black hole so that even light can't get out of it. Here's another really great website. Look that one up. Find some really great ahas and muddiest points. Okay, so with black holes, here's what's known. Up until recently, black holes couldn't be seen, but last year they were actually seen and photographed, and we saw that on the Astronomy Picture of the Day website when we first started this unit. And those black holes, though, scientists can tell that a black hole is there in two ways. One, it's giving off X-rays, high energy, as this black hole consumes the material coming off of that star. Okay, this video is just a good visual. Love the music on that one. Thought I'd throw that in just for fun. Okay, then from there, here's what we know. Galaxies are created, and often, if not always, these galaxies have black holes in the center. Okay, and after many years, astronomers do believe that they have found the center of our Milky Way. So take a look at that one. Good spot to find another aha or muddiest point. And then, folks, to move all the way back out, you can see some of these stars that are closer to us. Those are in our own Milky Way. But everything else that doesn't have this cool X pattern here, these are all galaxies. So imagine how many black holes there must be out there. Anyway, that's a quick rundown of this particular lecture. Take notes on the underlined stuff. Take a look at all the videos, and you will be teaching this information to your peers. If you have any questions, please give me a holler. Thanks.